Welcome to another video from Bitcoin Advisors and an altcoin summary today. We have a very special one for you today, and it's probably going to be in the description of the video or in the title, but you played it as a kid. And yes, we are talking about Sandbox. So let's begin the discussion, and I'm going to do this a bit different than I normally do. Normally, I'll go through what's the problem the crypto sees, what's the solution they provide, and what's the tech that gets us there. Today, I'm going to instead simply talk about the technology of it, because they don't really have a problem that they're trying to address. I mean, the only problem I can think of is maybe like a lack of virtual cryptocurrency-based games, right? So we're just going to go through what is Sand, why is it important, and then I'll finish off with a few of my own thoughts. But right now, this is basically the research that I've gathered. So the Sandbox is a virtual world built on the Ethereum blockchain. Players can build, own, and then monetize their gaming experiences. And it utilizes NFTs and a native token called Sand. Now, the first area of interest is the Vox edit function. This is where users create things, items, environmental items, right? Like a mountain, a palm tree, different characters, enemies, beasts, knights, damsels in distress, whatever you want to create, you can create on this Vox editing platform. And voxels are the medium that you use to do this. They're equivalent to 3D pixels. So imagine you want to create a knight. You'd have you build the torso, the arms, legs, the head, and the helmet, and the armor, and you stick it all together. Of course, you slap a shield and a sword on there, and you got your product. Now, the great thing is what you can then do is take that piece that you just created, and you can put that on the open marketplace, and you can sell it as a non-fungible token. So that is the marketplace, and then finally there is the games maker, and users can develop 3D games for free with no prior knowledge of using game building software. So that I find that very interesting. I am not the most techie person on the planet. I like user-friendly things. So if they can provide a resource for me to be able to go on and develop a game to my liking, without being overly complicated or having to have pre-knowledge of this type of software, that's a huge plus for me. Now, the Sand token allows users to store the values of non-fungible tokens and virtual land, while the token itself is also used for governance and staking. So for people who don't know what governance is, what that means is that Sand holders are given the ability to participate in governance decisions, basically in votes. If there is a vote held by the Sand community, you, me, anybody who is a Sand participant can vote. You can make your voice be heard, which is very important in my opinion. Staking, pretty much everyone should know what that is, but just to cover it, staking Sand gives users passive income. You earn more Sand by staking it, either in the currency itself or in land on the Sand platform. So now let's talk a little bit about land. The lands are limited in supply. There's 166,464 lands. So very, very limited supply. Compare that to the population of planet Earth, and you see, my God, there's 7 billion people, and we're talking about a very, very small amount of these potential lands available. And they're basically digital real estate, which is they're only purchasable using Sand. And when you buy land, you're able to customize the experience on that piece of property. So this is a very interesting project. I think that we're going to be seeing a lot of things like this coming over the course of the next 2 to 5 years. As time progresses, I think we're going to be seeing a shift from the type of games that we're seeing now with Sand and Decentraland, where it's kind of the graphics are 64-bit, and we're going to start to shift over into 4K HD Unreal Engine 4 quality. But right now, this is the precursor to that. This is the Mario 64 before we get the innovation that leads us to today. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, Mario 64 was a video game that was developed with basically these block-type graphics, where the whole screen is made up of blocks. And of course, we get to today, where we have graphics where you can essentially render a person that exists in the real world and turn them into a video game character. So my hope is to see them continue to innovate. I think this is a very fascinating project. And I believe that there's a lot of potential for projects like this to gain hugely over the course of the next years, especially if they continue to innovate. If they do not remain stagnant and they continue to build on what they have, these are pretty awesome opportunities. And just remember, guys, this is not investment advice, and investing in alternative cryptocurrencies, it carries risk just like any investment. So you got to do your own research and don't just believe what I say or what anyone says. And please remember, if you found this video to be enlightening and interesting, like the video and subscribe to our channel because we do this quite often. I'm going to be doing most likely about 2 to 3 videos a week, where Chris also does usually about 3 videos a week as well, and he'll do more in-depth technical analysis, looking at the charts, looking at the graphs. So thanks so much for watching, and I hope everyone here is having a wonderful day, and have a great rest of your day.